Hey everyone, and welcome to the 2024-2025 Week 3 review, Week 4 preview. As always, I'm your commissioner, aka Buzzsaw, aka Dragon Slayer, aka Mr. Modest, the champ. We love it here. We love it here, Joel Gibson. How are you today?
Feeling pretty good. Out here losing fantasy, but winning in rec leagues.
Yeah, I heard you had 66. Like, that's no joke. Let's just spot that up. Joel's been in this rec league for everybody that you don't know. We'll talk about just a little bit. I'm not trying to fluff your feathers.
Are you sure?
I'm not trying to fluff your feathers, especially after all those negative comments that you said Cade was saying about me. I'm not going to fluff your feathers. But the man's averaging like 47. I don't even know how that's possible. And it's not like... It's not just like an old man rec league or whatever. He's out there against some good players. He's out there fucking killing it. Man.
We're getting it, kids.
Kudos to you for being in the gym, man. That's awesome. Just an update on Kelsey, just to be a little bit more personal on my side. She had to have a second surgery, had a wound drain put in. The infection and the liquid came back in her leg. And I think that was Wednesday, Thursday, we went back into the ER. I don't even remember at this point. But she's doing fine now. We're managing it. She's still got a ton of fucking nasty shit coming out of the leg, but, she's doing fine. So thank you guys for asking about her. I really appreciate that. She appreciates it. So just like I said, I'd like to bring that up, it's been a little rough for me as well. So like I said, same thing about the responses and stuff. I'm trying my best. I have not had a lot of sleep over the last 2 weeks. I'll tell you that. I am testing the limits of what my body is capable of as far as sleep goes. But at the end of the day, I have this little monitor here with this little bebop here. Oh, it's too bright. You can't see him. All right, maybe if I hold it like this. I have to carry this everywhere around because I'm the only one I'm out here the guy for, what he needs. And so I've been doing my best, but it's tiring as shit. So with that in mind, we're just going to move on here. We're going to start with the champs matchup. As always, it's Mr. Modest at Kyle. No surprise, Mr. Modest takes care of business in an absolutely monster way, Joel Gibson. I know it was Kyle. I get it. Blah, blah, blah. I was 2-0. He was 0-2. It was a foregone conclusion. But I want to talk about these stats a little bit. I had 5 triple-doubles this week. I had 16 double-doubles. In a playoff scenario, that is 10 triple-doubles, 32 double-doubles. We're talking over 700 rebounds. We're talking over 500 2-point made. This is monster stats. I was without Jimmy for a game. I was without Duran for 2 games. I still have been playing man down with Murphy, and 2 of my better players are sitting on my IR. If I get healthy, I am telling you, there is not a team in this league that is going to touch Mr. Modest this year. I am saying it now. I don't care it's week 3. I am telling you, I am going to run over teams if I can get my people healthy and we start rolling. Joel Gibson.
Yeah, that's really what it comes down to is, can you be healthy in the playoffs? I think we still have the best to come yet from Bam Adebayo this season.
7 assists today. 7 assists today. They're getting him back into that playing into Bam. And oh boy, if they start doing that, I know it's because Jimmy's out. I get it. But I'm telling you, if he stays that mainstay, we're going to pop him right back into the top 20. And he's getting defensive stats this year that he wasn't getting.
I'm a big Trey Murphy fan, so I think that'll be big for you. As for Kyle, Peyton Watson was a good pickup for him while Aaron Gordon's out. Castle is starting to look good. My Holland over Castle take right now is not looking great, but I was pumped that Kyle dropped Isaiah Collier. and I picked that sucker up. I told you I think Collier is going to be a cross of Isaiah Thomas meets Tyreek Evans. So I'm glad that Kyle dropped him for me to scoop. I now have taken 2 of Kyle's rookies and 2 of my favorite in this draft.
Yeah, and it's so funny, Joel, because I love that you just throw out takes and then the messenger just roasts you all the time. It's so good, dude. It is like a huge uplifting. I love that like Doug or Cody or Kyle or anybody just shouts out your takes. It's fantastic. I love it. Keep it up, boys. Next matchup is Doug, who was 2-0. Cody, who was 1-1. This was a 2-3 matchup. Cody demolishes Doug. Just demolishes him. There was a chance that he pulled off the 13-0. And in a 2-3 matchup, that is insane. Shout out to Cody. Well done. And he added DeRozan.
Yeah, he added DeRozan. Sohan, who's been really good this year, was injured. He dropped Bruce Brown, which I think he could afford to do. And he added 2 valuable trade assets in those Steven picks long term.
Absolutely. There's a chance that if Steven gets froggy, Joel Gibson, and he falls into the consolation bracket, he might just kind of give Cody flag. And if Cody gets flag, we're all in trouble. The whole league's in trouble if Cody gets flag. Doug suffering from some injuries. Maxey, Ball was really good this week for him. But, man, I expected at least some more competitiveness from Doug.
Yeah, I'm surprised that it was what it was. Kuminga's been a little bit disappointing.
Shocker. Everybody wants to talk shit about how I haven't been on Kuminga's bandwagon, and I'll never be on Kuminga's bandwagon. Shocker. I am shocked.
One thing I just wanted to say about Cody, this trade puts him in a little bit of a weird place financially. He's only going to be able to bid $1 or $2 per player now when it comes to playoffs. I don't see many guys that he's willing to drop, and the only guys I think he's willing to drop are pretty cheap players.
Yeah.
So he can be outbid, but his roster is pretty ironclad.
Yep, I agree 100%. Next matchup is Matt beating Phil. No surprise here because Phil played 3 men down. If he had played with a full roster, he would have beat Matt. I'm growing increasingly frustrated, and I might just make a call to our boy Eric Lopez. Eric. What?
Are we bringing him out of the G League?
I don't know. We might have to at least tag them up. I don't know. But Eric, reach out to me if you're watching this video. I'd love the fact that you were watching the video. He's in the weight line, and I'm telling you right now, even if I have to pair them together to make this team competitive, there is no chance that this should have been a close matchup. Matt does get his first win, and this is going to prove to be a huge win come playoff and seeding time. I'm telling you right now, just based on Phil will move to 1-2 and behind the 8 ball essentially at this point. Matt gets his first win. Yeah, and if you can do it without Jaw, like I said, geez.
Yeah, well, the fantasy gods give and take. He also got PG-13 back this week, so.
Who looked great. Facilitating PG? I think he had 8 assists today. What is going on in Philadelphia? Someone tell me.
It's funny you mentioned Philadelphia, because across the bridge or wherever the fuck New Jersey is from Philly, Cam Johnson's been fucking balling, and nobody wanted Cam Johnson this offseason besides Matthew. But Cam Johnson, he's out there lighting it up right now.
He is, definitely, for sure. Jesus. Next matchup is Steven at Adam. Steven trades away DeRozan. I didn't like Steven's side of the trade only because of that first round pick, at least for this year. I would have been okay.
2 first-round picks.
Yeah, 2 first-round picks. I would have been okay with the following year first-round pick. That would have been fine. There's a lot more talent in that draft. But this year, if your team's not doing well, you just lost arguably your second best player, you're probably going to find yourself in that consolation bracket. I don't know if I would have traded away my first round pick this year, only because there's a hope to get Flag. There's a hope. If there's a hope, I'm tossing it out there myself. But I know that when we were at the bar, all of us together, Cody and Steven started talking. I'm not surprised at all that this trade ended up getting done. You know that they were talking the days after we were all together. I'm not shocked at all that this trade got done. Adam wins this matchup. Very close matchup. Like I said, even without Boncaro, Steven he's just right there, and imagine what a Flag could have done for this team next year. That's all I'm saying. Flag, Boncaro, Trey, like, it would have been very interesting for Steven, but now he kind of gave up that opportunity.
Yeah, tough. It was close all the way up until, 40 minutes ago?
Yeah.
Steven's team is going to be interesting, though. He added 2 real assets, and I do think that for this season, Hero plus Claxton improves his team for right now, but the long term, he's going to suffer.
Yeah, I tend to agree.
Sorry.
And
Whoa.
no, the next matchup we'll move just right in is CJ beating Jake. No surprise here. Zion's out indefinitely. Shocker, as I said in the messenger. Every year, Joel Gibson, you and I talk about Zion, and every year I'm like, well, just wait till he gets injured. I think even Kyle's hot on Zion's trail of every year he gets injured. It's just, he is a good talent for the small portion of the year that he's healthy, and then he gets injured and he's out for weeks. And you just can't have a player like that on your fantasy team. I almost feel semi-guilty that I was involved in that, but I did give Ingram to him, who does well without Zion. So I felt better about that. CJ moves to 3-0, one of the 2 undefeated teams. Joel, do you know who the other one was? I didn't mention that in the first matchup. Who's the other undefeated team still?
Is it Cody?
No, it's me. It's me, you son of a bitch.
Cody.
It's me, you son of a bitch. Jake moves to 0-3. Rough. Very rough.
So, I have a note on CJ's team. I thought this would be a fun little stat to throw in here. How many free throws do you think Ayton has attempted? And then how many threes do you think he's attempted?
Oh my gosh. Free throws.
Yeah, I know.
In 3 weeks?
Yeah, to date.
Okay.
Probably not including today's game.
Okay, not including today's game. I'm going to go free throws 10 and 317.
Wow, you're pretty close. So, not including today's game, Sunday 11-10, he has attempted 12 threes and 8 free throws.
Wow, I was really close. I didn't even look at it. Wow.
That is unbelievable for a 7-foot guy that's built like a house.
Yeah, that is insane. He can just not draw free throws. Either that or he's just a big bitch. Like, honestly, I don't know what to say about it. He looks fucking 50 years old. I don't understand. You need to get in there in the paint, dog. I'd be pissed if I was Portland.
I mean, he's huge. And he's shooting more threes than free throws? I don't understand.
Yeah, me neither. Last matchup is Neiman demolishing Joel. Now, last week, this is an interesting thing to bring up here. Last week, Joel got his stats corrected to lose 12.5 to a half because he technically won turnovers. But this week, the scoreboard is showing that he loses 13-0. And I don't understand how that works. The turnovers, like, is it just you don't play anybody and you're the away team that you don't get that half point? But if you're the home team and you play everybody, you get the half point. I don't know how that works with Fantrax. It doesn't really make any sense.
I mean, what I do know is that it doesn't matter a whole lot. For Neiman, Embiid should have been back this week, but obviously he's not because of the suspension. I put in my notes that Clay sucks, but Sabonis is a god. Shep has been kind of a no-show as a rookie. Derek White is great, and Torrey Easton is a surprise.
That's interesting that you would say Shep is a no-show as a rookie. I'm surprised you would say such a thing. That being said, we'll get right into week 4 matchup. Now, the main event. Every year, I love this matchup. CJ, I love you so much. Oh my gosh. 2 undefeated teams left, Joel Gibson. CJ and myself. He's the home team. He lost KD. He's got a ton of injuries on the bench. But you know what? I also have a ton of injuries on the bench. So it's going to be interesting. Now, CJ said in the messenger he wasn't going to cycle. So I'm buying into that. I'm buying in that he's not going to cycle. If I need to cycle, I've got players I'm ready to go. So keep that in mind. I'm ready for that undefeated season. I don't give a fuck, Joel Gibson. I'm picking myself on the road here. Unfortunate time for CJ to be playing me. If I put anywhere near the line that I put up this week, I think I'd take care of CJ pretty handedly.
Yeah, my money's on you this week. No offense to CJ.
I might have Trey Murphy back.
I would like to see Harden hit some more shots. He's been performing otherwise, but I feel like I keep seeing him shooting like 33%, and that's pretty rough. I don't see Brandon losing for another, 3 weeks, I think.
Is that when I play you because you think somehow like Cade's going to get revenge on me? Is that what you're saying? I'm going to fuck you up. I'm going to fuck you up. I hope so bad I am undefeated going into my matchup against you because I'm going to fuck you up so hard and you are going to be depressed.
No cycle. Either side. Gentleman's agreement.
All right. I'm fine with that. Yeah, no cycle. I will fuck your day up. It doesn't matter. I'm going to have my players. I'm going to have both my broken hands back when we face off. I am fine, bro. No cycling. Amen. I need to save my...
You're gonna get hit with fucking 8 injuries the night before.
I need to save my free agency money anyway. All right, next matchup is Cody. I have myself ranked at number 1. I have CJ ranked at number 4. You're going to find out why, even though he's undefeated, he's playing me, so I have him ranked at number 4. Cody, in the next matchup, is playing Phil. Phil's playing 3 players down. He's got no shot against Cody. He's got no shot. It doesn't matter. He's playing 3 players down. Cody is the second deepest team in the league, if you ask me. Me being number 1. Cody, I have ranked at number 2, 2-1 against Phil, 1-2. I have Phil at 8 right now. He is on the edge of playoffs, Joel Gibson. He's on the edge. Somebody needs to call that man and say, get serious. Because otherwise... it's going to come down to the end. He's going to find himself in the consolation bracket. And I know you damn sure don't want that, Joel Gibson. You can admit it.
I
definitely don't.
But this was someone who is in the championship last year.
It's embarrassing. I'm not afraid to say it. You can sit back and throw your hands up. I'm not afraid to say it. It's fucking embarrassing, Joel Gibson. It's fucking embarrassing. This team is way better than what it's been showing, and I am honestly embarrassed. I'm obviously picking Cody.
Yeah, picking Cody as well.
Fill out your team, Phil. Fill it out. Somebody tell him to fill it out. Send him a fucking like pigeon in the Turks and Caicos or wherever the fuck he is at this point. I don't give a shit.
Someone send that man a letter.
Do something. Fill out your team and set your lineups. Take an hour out of your time and fill out the rest of the season of your lineups, and you'd still make it into the top 4. It is absurd. I'm borderline pissed. Borderline pissed. Next matchup is the 7 versus 6 matchup. Matt Hobert 1-2 versus Neiman 2-1. Now, Matt picked up the big win against Phil this week, but he's without Ja. Neiman, he will get Embiid back at some point during this matchup. And I think Neiman's going to win. He's going to move to 3-1. We might be talking about Neiman top 5 next week.
Feels very reminiscent of the start of last year where Neiman came out the gates just hot as hell and then sizzled at the end of the year.
Yeah.
For Matthew, without Ja...
Joel, really let me just... one thing. He came out hot as hell last year. He came out hot as hell the year before, because you'll remember me as the 4 seed took down Neiman as the number 1 seed in the championship 2 years ago, in the playoffs 2 years ago, to make it to the championship. Against Adam, I believe that was the championship 2 years ago. Don't quote me, but I took down Neiman as the 1 seed when he was fucking like 13-2 or whatever it was. I took him down. So not only last year, but the year before he came out hot as hell.
I have a question for you regarding Matthew.
Okay.
Do you know when Matthew picked up Lonzo Ball?
Mm-hmm. End of last year. Put him on his IR.
So he's held him since the end of last year, and now he has Chris Middleton and Ja Morant both injured.
Yeah.
Will it have been worth all this time holding him? Will he finally drop Lonzo Ball this week?
He just might. He needs this win hard. He needs this win hard.
He should.
He needs this win hard. It was a good idea to hold him just to see. You know, it's very similar to the Simmons thing where you were just kind of holding him to see like what's actually going to happen. And this one just didn't work out this year. And if you put one of them on your IR, drop Lonzo, you might be more formidable. And like I said, with Neiman getting Embiid back, Matt's going to need all hands on deck. I'm picking Neiman in this matchup.
I am also picking Neiman.
Wild. Neiman again. Neiman's win record is absolutely insane in the regular season. Like, if you go back, you would be shocked at his win record. I'm pretty sure he's top 4, especially in the last, 5 years, which is insane. With win record in the regular season.
Man, but just always gets knocked over in the playoffs.
Yep. Always a bridesmaid, never a bride. Next matchup is Steven at Jake. Now, Steven, we're going to see Jake without Zion. It doesn't really matter. I'm going to take Steven here. And
I'm taking the deeper Steven.
Yeah, deeper Steven. And it's crazy to be talking about deeper Steven when he's missing arguably his second best player. We're probably for sure his second best player now, unless you want to bring Hero into the conversation, and I don't hate that.
I mean, he's missing Banchero and Bane. So 2 of his top 3, however you frame it. Yeah. But Quickly is back in the lineup. Benedict Mathurin has been balling out. Brandon Miller is really fucking good. Zach Edey showing signs of life. If Steven wants to get rid of Cole Anthony, that'd probably be wise.
Wow, it's almost like he's not even in the rotation.
It's almost like someone else has both of the other point guards in that Orlando rotation.
Yeah. I mean, I definitely like Mr. Black more than more than him for sure. Yeah, so it's interesting. Like I said, Steven without his pick now, it's basically a dead season. It's dead season this year. It's dead season next year, where he's just trying to get as high as he can. And it would be detrimental but super advantageous for Cody for Steven to just kind of not pay attention. So I hope Steven's still involved, and I hope he tries to get into the playoffs and maybe upset somebody. We don't know.
Yeah, I mean, he's got some young pieces. He also got what's his name from the Spurs back this week, so he could be a tough out for
Vassell.
somebody.
Vassell is
Thank
who
you,
you were going for.
thank you.
Next matchup is Adam at Kyle. Adam wins. I have Adam at 5, and I have Kyle at 12. Oh, I had Steven at 9, just outside the playoffs. Jake at 11. But I have Adam at 5, Kyle at 12. I think that Adam beats Kyle, and I don't think anybody's really going to be surprised here. Adam, kind of a dark horse this year, right in the middle of the road of like, hey, I'm surviving, just letting everybody know I'm getting wins out here.
Yeah, Adam is an interesting team because he could go either way. He's still holding Gigi Jackson for some reason.
I don't know why he's doing that. He can continue holding them, not obviously this coming week, but the following week when I play Adam. He can hold Gigi Jackson all he wants. I'm trying to just win without cycling. That's all I'm after. But yeah, Adam wins this matchup. Now, the last matchup is Doug away at Joel home. Now, there have been some conspiracy theories, Joel Gibson, that Doug might be trying to tank with his injuries and get down there after flag. There's some conspiracy theories. I'm not one of them. I'm just saying that I've heard some rumblings in the atmosphere. And let me tell you, a loss to you this week would be very interesting. Come consolation bracket time, I would be shocked. I'm still going to pick Doug. I think he's too proud to tank in this situation, but it would be funny as shit, bro. It would be so funny.
I think if there's anyone who has enough spite to do it, that isn't Eric, who's not in the league, and not Cody, who's already done it. It might be Doug, but I think that Doug will play his lineup this week. I don't know the man well enough to say for certain, but I think he will take the win. He's a competitive team. He's a top 3 team in this league, so if he decides to go the other way, that's very interesting. But you only get so many cracks as a top 3 team.
I agree. I have him as the number 3 team. I have you as number 10 because somehow you have more wins than Jake and Kyle combined.
More coming, baby.
More coming. Not against me. Don't you think about it, you little son of a bitch. We're not cycling. You said it. Gentleman's agreement. This is proof.
I did.
I'm gonna fucking run you over, bro. I'm gonna run you over.
I got a rookie cycle now.
That being said, I am gonna take Doug. I think he's too proud to sit people. I would be interested. He's gonna show his cards for sure if he sits against you this week as to is he gonna go for flag. If he goes for flag, now that Cody has Steven's pick, those two plus you going for flag is nothing but good for me. Absolutely nothing but good for me. So just keep that in mind as we move along. Tank as much as you want, fellas. I'm just trying to win a 4th championship.
Yeah, it becomes interesting because then the only 2 teams that are really coming for you are Cody and CJ. And CJ is
maybe Adam. Maybe Adam. Don't you disrespect him.
I don't know that Adam has enough firepower. I think he's more than 2 moves away.
All right. Well, that's honest. At the end of the day, I see no teams coming for me. I'm going to go ahead and just win this championship outright for a fourth year in a row. I don't care who's playing for me. I don't give a fuck, bro.
I want to beat you so bad this year.
You're not gonna do it. You signed your death warrant.
Hurt your pride so much.
You signed your death warrant by the no cycle. You needed the cycle. There was a chance that I wouldn't have cycled even if you thought you were gonna cycle. You signed your death warrant by saying that you weren't gonna cycle.
That's the only way I had a chance.
All right, well that's it, guys. Man, I fucking love this league so much. God damn it, I love it. It helped me so much these last 2 weeks, fellas. And you know, I'm not trying to be like weirdly emotional or anything, but I'm telling you, I've been going through it, and as Joel can attest, I've been rolling through it here, and you know, you guys. Just all you in general, your jokes, everybody, you know, really has kept my spirits up. It's kept Kelsey's spirits up, and that really means a lot to me, honestly. But other than that, anything else from you, Joel?
No. Have a great week, fellas.
All right. Good luck this week, guys. And I'm going to be the only undefeated team by the end of this week, Joel. I know you love it. I know you love it. See you guys.
Take your ass down.